Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel.
There
Welcome
we go.
to our review of episode 5 of Fellow Travelers. It left us on kind of a downer
Melancholy,
note.
yeah.
Yeah, we kind of just like, okay, well, now that's done. So
It was kinda sad, yeah.
kind of a womp womp womp
I mean, it was also
situation.
compounding, right? So, his son gets sent to Smith's son gets sent to a camp, conversion camp. His dad, you know, takes his own life. Um, what's his name? Tim enrolls into, um enrolls into the army to
Yeah.
forget about Hawk, who's marrying a woman,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, and the very end, he's in the hospital or hospice, I guess. No, it's hospital. He's in the hospital trying to hold, Hawk's in the hospital trying to hold his dying love's hand, you know? Like it was just a lot of compounding sadness all at once. Like, I mean, not all at once, obviously,
Yeah,
if it's
yeah, it's
compounding,
this
but
yeah,
just
yeah, a lot happened in the episode, and also just all the Marcus and Frankie stuff that went on with
oh yeah, and then Marcus, yeah, I totally forgot about that. But theirs was more positive towards the at the
it
end,
was, it
you
was.
know.
Yeah, so seems like they're in a good place. Um,
Man,
yeah, whew.
I really wanted to cry. Like I was just like, oh god, no, hold it, keep it in. Like hold it together, Nate.
Keep it together.
Like, like
Uh,
man,
yeah, I mean, we it's kind of funny. We talked so much in the last reaction
2 hours and 40
that,
minutes.
I'm like, trying to think about pieces that we didn't really didn't really touch.
Yeah,
I guess the episode as a whole, looking at the Marcus and Frankie stuff, um, do you see Marcus having changed at all through the episode? Or do you think you have a better understanding of kind of who he is? Or has he really changed quite a bit? Or is he just I don't know.
that's a good question because to be honest, they still haven't addressed his issue, you know? Like he keeps having these outbursts and then he keeps coming back, but like what is the cause of these outbursts? That's what I want to know. Like Frankie keeps taking him back. This is the second time he's taken him back after he's done something egregious, or to be honest, it's like the third time because like the first time was when he like reacted at the outside the club. The second
Mhm.
time was like at the beginning of this episode where he just left him, you know. And then the third time was when they were actually on the park bench,
Right.
and he just basically told him, "Bruh, I can't do this because I have a career and my dad to think about or whatever." And then
Yeah.
Franco was like, "I wasn't gonna come, but so
Mhm.
like, there's no. I mean, I guess they did explain a little bit of his motivation, which is his career and his dad trying to like make his dad proud of him, but I mean, is that the only reason, like, he would have? Because it doesn't explain why he had such a I mean, poor reaction to being called his, Frankie's boyfriend, you know? Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just I just don't understand what's lying beneath the surface,
Yeah, I mean, I think he's it's an interesting pairing because he's still seemingly very closeted,
Yeah, he's
right?
closeted in something, like, I feel like that's the case. I don't know.
And Frankie is not at all,
Right, mhm.
right? So that the 2 of you would be together, that's a very difficult thing for me, I think, to resolve, right?
Mhm.
As far as how do you live? Like, what is your life like when the one person is, like, wanting to be closeted in public, with the exception of, like, the club, which it's just still public, right? But
Mhm.
it's, private, really.
Yeah.
But the other person is, like, drag queen out there, like, red nails at the park,
Mhm.
doesn't really care.
Right.
Um And I'm curious where that gets resolved because, as Frankie mentioned, he wants to come back home
Mhm.
to a home
Right.
with him
Mhm.
there, right?
Right.
I don't see that working if Marcus is still trying to be so closeted, right? Like, that's not a thing he would do or could do.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's the issue is because he's I think the issue is because I mean, I'm wondering because I actually don't know, but I'm wondering if the issue is because it's not he's only closeted for his career sort of thing, you know?
Is it?
I'm wondering if this is the case. Like, I don't understand. The problem is I just don't understand. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand what is behind what his motivations are. Like, I don't understand what is preventing him, what's causing these visceral reactions, right? Um, I think to the point of the fact that these two are so kind of like different. Like um when people get together with people who are not like them, usually because um they share something that is in common that they really like. Um eh, okay, how do I put this? They share something that's in that they have in common, and they might see that in that person something or somebody that they want to be or wish to be, right? Not like envious sort of thing, but just like, man, he's so free. I'm so stuck in my, kind of ways.
Mhm.
And I feel like I feel like that kind of dynamic works because it's kind of like iron sharpening iron, right? Each one can learn from the other, right? So if you're continuously learning and you're continuously growing, if they allow themselves to learn and grow, then they're going to, they're never going to be, they're very rarely going to be bored. Like they're going to always have something to do, stuff to talk about and stuff like that. And it proves a very fruitful relationship. Um, it's really I feel like it really just comes down to the person wanting to accept it, and so it sounds like Marcus wants he doesn't want to be a drag king. I'm not saying that that's what he wants to be, but he might want to be able to live his life like Frankie is doing, even in such an like a dark, um, scary time, you know, like
Yeah, I mean,
technology.
yeah, remains to be seen with the 2 of them. I mean, obviously, we see that Marcus, in the end, kind of gets over it, right? And is
Yes.
more out and open. So,
hmm
it's just a matter of seeing how he gets there and what that looks like.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm really sad. I'm really just sad about. I mean, because we know what happens with Hawk and how he gets married and has kids and stuff like that. This is the thing that was just very angering for me concerning a Hawk. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Hawk, right? Tim is annoying. This is true because I'm just like, how can you be so blind? Like, you just open your eyes or don't say anything or don't, but he's just like, he's not. Well, also I understand that too because like whatever. But Hawk, I feel like he's angering to me because like what did he did this to Leonard, right? Like he did all of this horrible stuff to Leonard. I mean, I don't know what he did, before or whatever, but like he put him in this um camp. He suggested this to his dad. Put him in
Now, keep in
his camp.
mind, Leonard wanted to go. Now, is that just because you I mean, he said, "I wanna be rid of this," right? So he actually did want to go.
But he didn't know that until afterwards. He suggested this. He told Smith that there are places that can help with this type of thing. This is before he
Right.
even talked about it to Leonard because Leonard didn't know he knew, right? So like he suggested this and I'm just like, "Well, why don't you do it yourself if you think it's such a good idea?" You know? But like, say that you're going on vacation and see if this thing actually works, you know?
Well, he doesn't think he needs it because he doesn't wanna be different, right?
Who doesn't want to be different?
Hawk.
Yeah, but he didn't know that Leonard wanted to be different. He's only doing this to protect Smith. Like he's not doing this for Leonard's
Correct,
he's
correct.
not doing this for Leonard's good. He doesn't think that
Yeah,
this is a good idea. Like you could see he was incredulous when the guy was explaining to him the things that they would do, like shock therapy and all this other stuff. And he
yeah,
even said it,
yeah.
like it, you know. But like I just feel like I don't know, like he just I don't know. I feel like he's not be he's being a douchebag. Like just
Yeah, I
completely,
mean, I
like
guess my
more
only
than
point was,
usual.
like, he wasn't sending Leonard there against his will. Now, yes, he did make the suggestion to the father, right? Now,
Hmm.
would he have gotten that suggestion anyway? Probably, right? I'm sure he knew about these things existing, you know?
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that he's suggesting it just throws more spotlight away from himself, right?
Yeah,
Because
but that's what I'm saying. And
right, yeah.
he's constantly doing this. He's been doing this from episode 1, right?
Yeah.
He got the guy that he had sex with fired, right?
Mhm.
Like, but this is a new low because it's not just. I mean, you got somebody fired, and then he tried to give the guy money afterwards, or whatever. But in this situation, and I granted he probably doesn't know the serious traumatic consequences that this place is going to have on him. But like you heard them in talking about what was going to happen, and you're just like you didn't want to try to talk him out of it, Leonard. Leonard said he wanted to be carried. Be like, bro, maybe this isn't the place. Maybe let's send you across seas. Maybe let's send you somewhere else. Where you can kind of clear your mind, something like that. No, they're going to be torturing this boy. You didn't say anything. Like I just, while I think I understand the fact that he's like trying to protect himself and Smith at the time or whatever. I just feel like he ended up
Yeah.
he ends up screwing, to be honest, everybody in his life just
Yeah.
because he's trying to protect himself.
Yeah.
Literally everybody.
Yeah, I
His
mean
kids, his wife,
yeah.
Tim, this guy, Leonard, and Smith, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean, in that scenario, the way I viewed it initially was, hey, Leonard's probably going to be going to this place anyway,
Mm,
right? So let me, from political perspective, kind of playing the game, let me suggest it, right? So that I'm ingratiated and spotlight's off of me, given he's going to go anyway. Let it be my idea, and then whatever, since it's already going to happen. Now, to your point, if he was a better person, he would have then tried to convince Leonard to not go, right? Or at least
yeah.
help him make a different decision. Um, would that have made a difference given Leonard's mental state?
But
Not that you
see,
shouldn't try, but
yeah.
Leonard's in such a place of like self-hating just because
Hmm.
of everything,
Right. Yeah.
right? That like even if it was shock therapy for some other reason, he might have still done it,
Hmm.
right? Just because of the way you could see
Right.
he felt about himself,
Yeah.
gay or not. He was just like, my own father chose this other guy over me, right? Like, I am trash.
Yeah.
So,
I
and I
just feel
don't,
like, but
yeah.
there's also, I mean, it wasn't also just that. Like, I felt like he told him, what he told tell Smith that he was a mistake
Oh
or
yeah, like
whatever.
yeah. He's talking the talk to
No, but see, like that's the issue. Like I feel like there's at some point. you've got to recognize what you're doing. You know, I understand you're trying to protect yourself, but you don't have to. It doesn't make sense to protect yourself by throwing other people in harm's way, and
Mhm.
that is what I feel like he's doing. He's continuously doing that. Like that's like I said, he's been doing that from the get. Like he's so I just have a real big issue with that, and I don't want anybody coming away from um, our review of the show. The show I think is absolutely fabulous, but I don't want anybody coming away from the review of the show thinking that I in any way condone anything that Hawk is doing when it comes to like I understand he feel like he needs to protect himself. You do not protect if you feel like you need to protect yourself by putting other people in the line of fire, then you're not protecting yourself. I mean, you might be protecting yourself, but you are like I how could I put that? Like you kind of don't deserve to be like you don't deserve to be in this light. Like you don't you're a bad person, you know?
Yeah,
Like
I definitely don't care for him as a person. I mean,
yeah.
he's interesting to watch, but yeah, like as a person, like
Hmm.
I don't. He's not a quality person, right?
Yeah.
Like I
Hmm.
get that in some ways he does what needs to be done to protect himself and his own,
Hmm.
right? Like specifically like Smith that took him in as a treated him as a son, right?
Hmm.
Like, so you're there to protect him, forget his son, actual son.
Right.
But
Right. Yeah.
protecting him is important, right? Taking care of the daughter is important to you. So like,
Hmm.
it's like, hey, if you're on his good side and you're in with him,
Hmm.
then he will do some dastardly things to help protect you, right?
Yeah.
If you like that kind of a person,
Hmm.
sure. But like, I just don't think that's really a quality person. But I also think
Yeah.
like I guess on the flip side, right? Like Tim has these morals and things, but it's in a very naive way.
Yeah. And that's
How
a
do you feel
whole
about Tim?
nother.
I don't like I
He's.
I'm this close to like disliking him just because like I really don't like, and this is just a me thing. Like I really get turned off, repelled by desperation in a
Yes,
person,
I agree.
right? Like,
Hmm.
oh, I have to have them. Like that to me is just like
Yes.
back when it's aimed at me.
Hmm.
Even in a relationship, like if someone like needs me too much, I'm
Hmm.
like,
It's suffocating. I agree.
I don't like that, right? I don't
Right.
like seeing it. I don't want it aimed at me. Like I don't that
Hmm.
feels too heavy. I don't
Hmm.
and so seeing him be that way with Hawk,
Hmm.
I can kind of almost kind of see why Hawk is a little bit off with that. I'm like, because he's not that way, it seems,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know. Sometimes Tim, I'm like, dude, you're this close to me putting you on the list. Like,
Tim is
mm.
very frustrating. He's very frustrating. But the sad thing is, while I'm watching him, I'm just thinking to myself, oh, how many Christians do I know who have this same type of. And it doesn't have to be Christians, but I'm just thinking how many Christians I know have this same type of oh, let me not pay attention. I'm just gonna do whatever stupid thing, um, and kind of God will be with me, sort of thing. And I'm just like, oh God, if you would just use your brain for just 2 seconds, just 2 seconds, you might come up with some logical understanding as to why you probably shouldn't say that, why this person probably already knows this information and they didn't bring, like, dude, it's not that hard. It doesn't take rocket science. I mean, I just,
Yeah,
I was so upset that he wouldn't even like come on. They're friends, okay? They're closer. Like this is the whole issue. It's because McCarthy refuses to fire
right,
this guy. You've got to understand that there's probably a reason behind it,
right.
right?
Either friends or there's something deeper that
Or
you
there's
don't know
something,
about.
yes. And either way, shut up. Like it's none of your concern.
And
Like,
like,
why do you feel like you needed to say something?
here's my question, because now I'm thinking about it. Like, are you that concerned for McCarthy's well being that you had to tell him about the picture? Like, why? Like,
Like,
you're so concerned about his well-being that you're, like, risking like, like, at the end of the day, what do you care that much about it?
yeah. Yeah, I don't was it for his well-being, or was it just because like he thought it was the right thing to do? Or like because maybe he just wanted to, cuz he was like, I'm very he believes in the anti-communist kind of run. So I kind of feel like it's more about that, I
I don't even know if he
suppose.
even cares about that.
I don't know what he can like. To be honest, there I don't conceive. I cannot conceive of a reason why he would not be smart enough to understand that these three people are friends, or at least these two people are friends, and this third person is very good friends with one of the two people, that they would know that they would know this thing. It was on his wall. It's not like he was hiding it. It's not like he just pulled it out and then Tim walked in and he was like, oh, and he shoved it back in his wallet or something. There's nothing
Right.
like that. It's on his wall. Everybody has been able to see it, right? Anybody who's come into his office has been able to see this. Why
Mhm.
would you think, oh, and then that's another thing. Like they were like, it's doctored. It's not doctored. It was
Yeah,
cut out,
that
you
whole
know?
thing, like,
Or
is been changed. Then it's cropped.
yeah,
Like, why did no one like, pictures aren't square,
right.
so you can tell it's been cropped
Yeah,
because you didn't take a square picture. It's not a
right.
Polaroid.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, unless it's a Polaroid, exactly. Like it's not. They're not square. Yeah. So, and then my comment would have been like, why does that matter? Like I'd have been like, bruh, yeah. So home dude is on the other side. I mean, I guess maybe I am not aware of why that's such a big idea,
Yeah,
big deal.
they did make it obvious the significant impact of what was, and I guess they tried to make it seem like, oh, these two had a picture together because the two of them were good friends, which was, I guess they're trying to portray, like, these two are good friends, so
No, I'm saying why was the issue with the third person?
right, which I think they're trying to say, hey, you weren't that good of friends because it was a group picture, right? Like, like
Mm,
there's three people in the picture, not
mhm,
just the two of you buddy buddy having a picture together. Like, this was a group picture,
mhm.
not just like a couple picture. Not
Right,
a couple, but like just the two of you, right?
right.
I feel like that's what it was, but I'm like, is that I don't
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know. That didn't really
it
come
didn't
across.
someone left in the comments like what was so significant about that because it seemed kind of thin as far as
Yeah,
like both sides trying to hang their whole case on like the picture. I'm like,
right, right. Which is funny too because I was thinking about that. Um, like arguments do usually come down to one tiny thing, right? So if you're going and having an argument, you're talking about you lay out a bunch of things or whatever, going back and forth, blah blah blah. By the end of the argument, you probably are hyper fixated on one singular point, which I think is stupid,
yeah,
but it happens quite often. But
right.
whatever.
Like to me the point could have been, hey, they modified this picture, like essentially they lied, right?
Right.
With the
Hmm.
evidence, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Forget how significant it is. Doesn't
Right.
matter. Like
Hmm.
they're being shady.
Right.
Period. Right? They
Hmm.
can't be trusted.
Yeah, but
Um
then the argument could be, no, I just cropped this or whatever to show
right.
you that he had this picture. Like this other
Right.
person
Yeah.
is of no
It's
consequence, you know?
it's very I mean that whole trio of guys, I'm still wondering like
Super
one
complex.
what does Cone have on McCarthy
Well, he has
personally?
those pictures.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he does have that whole thing,
Hmm.
which
But I want to know if he showed it to him, because when the way his wife was talking to McCarthy's wife was talking to him, or girlfriend or fiance or whatever was talking. No, she said wife. So like the way his wife was talking to her, like him, I'm wondering if they already showed him the picture, and because he was just like, "What Wisconsin boys stick together or whatever, don't
right.
whatever." I'm just like, "Oh, is that?" Did they already show him this? Like, already tell him that they
Yeah.
had this?
Yeah, I wonder, but, like, even before the picture, he didn't fire him,
But
right?
that's the
Like,
thing. But that's the problem. Yeah, even before the picture, he didn't fire him.
which
So,
I'm like, "You should have fired him a long time ago."
so you know what? If both of them know that the other one is gay, they're probably holding each other's back.
Yeah, like, we gotta
Yeah.
look, because it's like, if I go down, we both go down.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So oh, you gonna fire me?
Right.
Cool. I guess we're both going down then,
Right.
right? Like,
Hmm. But but that's interesting because what's his name? Colin, when he got the pictures, he was excited to have them. So if he didn't know, if he did know, I don't think he would be that excited to be like, oh, I already know. Like, maybe he didn't have any proof,
right.
but he already knew. But
Yeah.
this made it seem like he didn't actually know.
Yeah, it's
So
all it's all very strange. And then that dynamic with
convoluted.
Cone and what's the guy's name? Shine. Like that, I-
That's so.
have you figured that out yet? I'm
No,
still
I
not
haven't
sure,
figured
like,
it out.
what exactly is this?
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be very. I really hope that they explain. I hope they don't end the series without explaining. I'll
Yeah.
be so upset
Yeah, what's going
because
on
he
there?
said because so I guess Cone is gay, like confirmed or bi, whatever. So it's confirmed or whatever because that's what is his name? Shine. That's what he
Mhm.
said. He was like, "I'm not like you," or whatever.
Right.
But and he actually that could mean that he's actually bisexual because if they've done stuff together and then you're like they've done stuff together but he still thinks of himself as straight, right, which definitely is a possibility. So
Yeah.
man.
Because I mean, again, why else are you having all these well, I because they're together a lot, which they mentioned. Like, yeah, they're good
Right.
friends. So they were. At first, I was like, well, maybe he's just getting weekends off, but he's not with him.
Hmm.
But they were together a lot.
They were
So, like,
together, yeah.
what are you doing?
You're right.
Like, you guys are just good friends, and maybe for Shine they are good friends,
Right. I
and
don't think so.
and for Cone it's like playing the long game. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
wear him down.
I think that might be it. Like he might be really trying to
Yeah, like,
get
look,
with
if
him.
I keep doing this stuff for him,
Hmm.
eventually I'll wear him down. So I'm
Right.
gonna buy him the boots. I'm gonna get him the weekend leave. I'm gonna keep him out of Korea, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
eventually he can come around. He can come around. Which,
Bruh.
yeah, I don't know. It's just the obsession of it. It was just like, what? This guy
Yeah.
is weird. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's so interesting. It's so
Yeah,
intriguing. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
I'm just like, you're just risking everything to give this guy these ridiculous luxuries that make
Yeah.
no like, you cannot justify them.
Right. Yeah.
You can't. Like, a weekend here and there, fine. Like,
Yeah.
your boots in your size, fine. Why gotta be these special boots and this other
Right.
thing? And I'm like,
Yeah.
penthouse. What?
Mm,
What?
whatever. Moving on.
What? I don't know, Nate. I
I
don't know.
don't either.
It's just,
Well, we listen. We have 3 episodes to figure this out. So
we got 3 left. Okay, okay.
three
I can't
left.
remember if it
Yeah.
was 6 or 8. So,
I think it's 8. Yeah.
duty.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. So we end up with looks like Frankie's going on tour. We got Marcus going to Jet Magazine. We got
Yep.
Hawk getting married. We got Tim going to the military. And then we
Yeah.
got Shine saying, screw you, Cone. I'm
Hmm.
done with whatever this thing is. I heard on the radio Cone resigned
Right.
his
Yes.
position. So
Hmm.
something's going on there. We don't know. I didn't quite hear. Maybe I was
Yeah.
talking.
No, I was talking.
with
I didn't.
if something happened with McCarthy or not, right? Like, is he
Right.
still in office or not? It sounded like he was at least in hot water,
Hmm.
but I couldn't quite hear what's going on. I know we were talking.
Yeah.
Sorry, it happens. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's kind of where we end up. So I guess as far as the episode as a whole, how'd you feel about it? How's it rate for
Man,
you?
just I don't think I've ever been so angry at Tim than this episode. Like I just felt like And then he gave that confidential letter to the secretary or whatever.
Which I guess was that his resignation or I don't because
No, he was giving that to the lawyer from
right, yeah, which I'm
um,
like, what? So what was he? I guess is that why Cone resigned? Yeah, I don't know what he did with that letter. Good point.
oh, I'm pretty sure that that's what caused them to go look for the. I think that's what caused them to go look for the full photo, right?
Oh, right.
That was my thought, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
So,
true.
you know. But anyways,
Yeah.
my I don't know. I just definitely give this. It got me so engaged. I would definitely give this like a probably a 10 still. Yeah, still a 10. Still a 10. Still a
Oh,
10. Yeah,
10. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's very it's just so engaging and just well written. It's just so well written. This show has won awards, and I think that they're definitely merited. So
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
I'm at a place of a 9, I think. I think it was very good. It was a lot to think through and think about, which I
Hmm.
just enjoy. I don't wanna watch something and then, like, have nothing and then, like, I'm just like
And
right? Like, I want my mind engaged. I want
right,
to be thinking about things, and
right.
so this definitely had a lot of that, as evidenced by us having a 2.5
Two and a
hour
half hours, yeah, more than
session.
2.5 hours. Oh my goodness.
Yes, with an hour show, so
Yeah.
yes, I think it's a 9. I think it was good, so,
Oh,
I
this
don't
is gonna
know.
be so fun to edit.
Lots to come. Lots to come, yes.
Yeah.
Well, you
Okay.
guys, let us know what you guys thought about the episode. Did you
Yeah.
give it a 10 like Nate, a 9? Do you give it a 1? If so?
I was thinking I probably should have given it a 9 because I just didn't understand that whole Smith thing. But
Oh, the suicide thing?
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
still, I just didn't understand it. But I think it's still a 10 is still good.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, in the comments, give us a number, 1 through 10. What do you guys think? I'm curious.
Yep.
All right, folks. Well, until next time, take care, and we'll see ya.
Ciao.